Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. I am here today with a very special guest that I talked to weeks ago when I went over to his channel, where I was really surprised because we talked in German, and I thought my German was very horrible by now, but apparently it was quite good. So interesting, very, very interesting. But I'm talking to Irfan Peci, who is from Germany and who is an ex-Muslim, who at some point was a very radicalized Islamist and who got into trouble, who wanted to impose Sharia on all of us, and maybe he still wants to do it. We don't know. So,
Yeah,
Irfan,
thank you for invitation. And yeah, your German is quite good, but my English is horrible, and you will see it, you will hear it. And yeah, first I want to apologize. Yeah, my English is really bad, but I hope the people will understand me. And yeah, let's see.
I think it's pretty good. It sounds almost as good as my English.
I don't think so.
So it reminds me of how I used to sound when I was still a beginner in speaking
Yeah,
English. It can change very quick.
I have this German accent, or
Yeah, you do.
yeah,
You do.
German Serbian accent. Yeah.
Yes. So you're of Serbian background.
Yeah, I'm born in Serbia and grow up in Germany. When the civil war started, 91, then my parents flew to Germany. We came as refugees, and then I grew up in Bavaria in South Germany. And yeah,
Bairish. Yeah,
Bayerisch, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I wasn't too far away. I grew up in Baden-Württemberg, which is also southwest. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
been to Bavaria a few times,
yeah.
occasionally. It's actually the most beautiful part of Germany, in my opinion, in terms of development and nature and stuff.
Yeah, Bavaria for me it's the best state to live till today. They have many problems like the rest of Germany, but it's still the best state in Germany, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. So, from Serbia, let's get to that in a minute. So, your name is Irfan Peci. When I first heard of you, I saw Irfan. I thought, huh, is this guy Turkish?
Yeah.
And then it turned out no, but close.
Close. Look, we look like brothers. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
two Turkish brothers. Yeah, in South Serbia there is a Muslim minority, and it's from the times of the Ottomans, when the Ottomans conquered the Balkans, and there is this region. The name is Sanjak. That's also, I think, a Turkish word for
Yeah,
flag or
yeah.
flag. Yeah, and I'm born there, and there's a Muslim minority there. And if you're there, you don't feel like you're in Serbia. You have the feeling like you're in Turkey. Yeah, you see everywhere mosques, and yeah, the people have Turkish names. Yeah, like Mustafa and Mehmet and Irfan, and yeah, it's very very Turkish. Yeah,
Still
or
today.
Islamic. Still today, yeah, very Islamized. It's more Islamic than Bosnia, for example, because the
Wow.
people know Bosnia is Muslim, and Bosnians, not all. You have Croatians and Serbs in Bosnia, but around 50% of Bosnians are Muslims. But this region in South Serbia is very Islamized. One Arab told me he have been there, and he say, I saw more women with hijab and niqab and man with beard than in my Arab country. I think he was from Algeria or something. Yeah, it's very very.
I've been to Serbia twice. I was in Belgrade and Novi Sad or something like that.
Yeah,
Probably,
Novi Sad.
probably, probably nothing like those southern regions.
Nothing. It's totally like you're in another country. It's totally different. It's there's nothing to do with Serbia, to be honest. The people speak Serbian and everything with a heavy accent, but they use a lot of Arab words, and that is the area where I've been born. Yeah.
Nice. So it's good to see so much diversity and Islamization and all that. When do you think we can finally bring this Islamization to Germany so that we can have more Germans, so that we can have more Islamic Germany in
We
Germany?
we already have it. Yeah, we we already have it. Last week I make a live stream about the prayer call in Cologne. It was on the beginning. They say, yeah, we only want to test it, how it works, and now after 2 years, now it will be every Friday. Yeah, they establish it now, and it's a new law, and they can do that. This big Turkish mosque in Cologne. And yeah, we already have that. Not like in South Serbia, but let's see in 10 years.
Isn't it so amazing that for the longest time, for nearly 1,000 years, um, the Europeans, the European Christians fought against the Islamization attempts, fought against Islamic armies. For 500 years, they fought against the Ottoman Empire, which was brutally trying to infiltrate, trying to invade and take over all of Europe, and trying to raise the banner of Islam over Europe and all that. And Europeans resisted, and it was always this source of pride for Europeans and for Christians to say we stand strong against this. And now, within the last 100 years, they completely just opened up to just, yeah, come in. Yeah, we defended ourselves against you for 1,000 years, but yeah, just come in, establish whatever you want.
Yeah.
Put your flags up here, put your call to prayer up here, change us, impose your own rules on us, and so on. It's really, really amazing to me how Europeans have become so.
Yeah, the Europeans don't want to defend herself. Yeah, they don't see a reason to defend anything because there is nothing to be proud of. Yeah, they hate himself, and this infiltration is more effective than to attack like with an army, like Vienna and through the history, the how the Muslims try to conquer Europe, and you see this way, this method to come as refugees, and that what they are doing, it's more effective than in the past.
Yeah, it's sad to see, very sad to see. I remember Germany being when I was a child and when I was a teenager, Germany being quite different from how it was when I left Germany for 10 years and came back and saw everything again. And so, as somebody who lived in Germany, went away for 10 years, and then came back, it was
Yeah.
quite dramatic and shocking, to be honest, to see how much changed in only 10 years. The entire place that I grew up in, that I lived in, which was like very, very culturally, typically rural German, had turned into a place full of Syrian refugees, for example, where people don't want to go outside anymore, and always talk about something going wrong with the refugees and all that, and women don't feel safe, girls don't feel safe anymore. It's I don't understand. Like, it's considered a difficult thing or a controversial thing to talk about, but I just go there and I see how this impacts the people that I admired and loved so much in the past. And I think, why in the world do you let this happen to yourselves?
Yeah, because the people are scared. The people are scared. I mean, there are many reasons, not only this, but this is I would say, one of the main reasons. The people are scared. They don't want any problems. They only want to hide, go to work, go back at home, and yeah, like you say, the country, it's a totally different country. I mean, Germany, like 10 years ago, or I'm now 35, when I remember how it was when I grew up, it's a totally different country. And yeah, it's really, I don't know, it's hard to understand why the people don't let it happen. Yeah.
It's messed up. Anyway, let's get back. Let's come to you. You have quite an interesting background, and you have been very active in actually speaking out against Islamization, speaking out against Islam, and all that. You have made some headlines here and there, and caused some controversy. There was even Elon Musk or Donald Trump Jr. tweeted about something that you did. Elon Musk commented on something that you did. You are seen here, for example, in this video. This is where, you are in this video, right? With
I'm the guy with the microphone. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was on a rally against political Islam in Berlin. And we make these rallies in the past, and I was in a discussion with a radical Muslim, and he explained how they will conquer us and they want to introduce Sharia law, and this video then went viral, and Donald Trump Jr. shared it, and Elon Musk commented it. It has English subtitle. We can watch the video.
Yeah, we'll do that. So here's Elon Musk. Radio Genua says Muslim immigrants in Germany threaten Germans. When we become majority, we will impose Sharia law. These are the same threats from imams in UK. In Europe, we have a huge problem. Elon Musk commented on it as they aren't kidding. So if your stuff reaches Elon Musk and Donald Trump Jr. and others, then you are doing some significant work here. Let's have a look at the video. Actually, it has subtitles, so let's view this.
Die sagen, ich will hier keine Scharia in Deutschland. Das ist Schwachsinn. Jeder, der sich
den Islam verändern. Du bist für authentischen Islam, so wie er ist.
Jeder, der sich als Muslim bezeichnet, muss die Scharia wollen auf der ganzen Welt. Ich will die Scharia in Deutschland auf jeden Fall.
Würdest du die deutsche Verfassung aushebeln, wenn du die Gelegenheit hättest?
Auf jeden Fall.
Okay, danke.
So the question is, would you nullify the German constitution if you had the chance? He says, of course.
He was so stupid, and I saw in his face that he's so stupid that he will say it. He will be honest, because most of the time I talk with Muslims, and they don't want to say the truth. They are lying. They say, no, that's not Islam. That has nothing to do with Islam, and the translation is wrong, and this kinds of arguments. But I had this feeling when I saw this guy, he will be so stupid and he will be honest and say everything. And then I give him the mic, and it was a good feeling. It was a good decision, because I think only this video 10 million people saw that and saw what the plans are.
Yeah. Isn't it illegal in Germany or isn't it forbidden in Germany to explicitly say that you want to overthrow the government and remove the constitution or something like that?
I think so. That it should be illegal if you do that. The question is, if you're right wing, then you can prepare for tomorrow. Then they will knock on your door, special command and police. But if you're a Muslim, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there will be a prosecutor or something. I really don't know.
Well, it's understandable, because Germans, they know better, and they shouldn't do things that are wrong. But Muslims, they just don't know any better, so you can't judge them by the same standard, because they just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you see what radical Muslim preachers in Germany, what they say. Especially hatred against Jews. Now with this war and nothing happened. And it's really strange. Yeah,
things are going really, really messed up.
Wie zum Beispiel? Wie könnte man jetzt aus Deutschland einen islamischen Staat machen? Wie zum Beispiel?
Laut den Werken ist das so, dass man, wenn man in der Mehrheit ist, wie Sie auch erklärt haben, sind wir dafür befohlen, Deutschland einzunehmen, auf jeden Fall.
Also es ist das ist eine islamische Pflicht.
So, listen to what he just said. If we are in the majority, If we're in the majority, then we are ordered as Muslims to capture Germany, so to take Germany, to occupy, to conquer Germany. That's basically what he's saying here, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I have been saying this. You are saying this. Lots of us are saying it. And here's one guy finally actually admitting it. And this is not the first guy who says this. In my experience, there were lots of other people who said similar things. For example, Mohammed Hijab, that I personally spoke with, he said that if we are the majority, then of course it's upon us, and then we would we would impose Islamic law.
Yeah, and I always say I like to talk with such Muslims, because if you talk with liberals or so-called liberals, they explain you some version of Islam what has nothing to do with the real, authentic Islam, and he only say what we read in Quran and Sunnah, what the Prophet do, and what Sharia law is, and that's why I always like to talk with such, because if non-Muslims see that, then they wake up, then they realize, wow, they are dangerous people, or like Elon Musk commented, they aren't kidding. And that's why that is very important, to talk to talk with Muslims like this guy.
That sounds very Islamophobic. You should be careful.
To expose them, that is the word I was searching, to expose them.
Yeah.
Sind wir dafür befohlen, Deutschland einzunehmen? Auf jeden Fall.
Also es ist ein Moslem, das ist eine islamische Pflicht, auch Deutschland einzunehmen.
Auf jeden Fall, auf jeden Fall.
Ich respektiere deine Ehrlichkeit, und du bist ja gegen die Liberalen, die jetzt sagen, nein, das stimmt nicht, und wir sollen hier in Frieden leben.
Muslime zu sein. Warum?
Es ist eine Auseinandersetzung, wir oder ihr. Entweder ihr übernimmt uns oder wir euch.
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Und darum gibt es diesen liberalen Islam. Gibt
es eine Unterscheidung politischer Islam und anderer Islam?
Jetzt bin ich jetzt im politischen Islam, wenn ich sage, ich will die Scharia, dann...
Nein, ich meine, Islam ist doch in alle Lebensbereiche. Kannst du sagen, Islam hat in Politik nichts zu tun?
Gar keinen Fall.
Das ist Kufr, oder nicht?
Natürlich.
Und welche?
Ich verstehe die Menschen. Manchmal, man will seine Religion beschützen und dann sagt man Sachen, die nicht stimmen. Ja, das mit dem hat Abstand.
Whoa. Listen to what he just said here. I understand the people. He's talking about the Muslims who don't speak the truth about their religion. He says sometimes they want to, you want to protect your religion, and then you say things that aren't true. He's talking about those Muslims, which could be described also as the majority of Muslims when you speak to them about these things. He's saying that most Muslims, they deny these things because they want to protect their religion from attacks and hate, which is why they deny the facts, the truth. But he is here speaking the truth as it is.
And the interesting thing is, the Muslims around him, they don't say anything. They don't say anything against him. Where are the other Muslims who stop him and say, hey, stop to talk like this, that is not true, Islam is peace? They are all quiet, because if they're honest, they know that he's speaking the truth. They only don't they would not say it publicly, but they support him because they have the same ideas. The only difference is they wouldn't say it openly.
Religion beschützen und dann sagt man Sachen, die nicht stimmen. Ja, das mit dem Handabschneiden gibt's nicht, etc.
Mit welchen Mitteln wollt ihr die Scharia hier installieren und einen islamischen Staat machen? Mit welchen Mitteln?
Ich rede nicht von Anschlägen jetzt, zum Beispiel, wenn ich jetzt hier einen Anschlag mache, hier, wo sie gerade demonstrieren. Das ist falsch. Ich rede davon, wenn die Muslime in der Überzahl sind, dann, wenn es sein muss, mit Gewalt.
Das ist es. Das ist es.
Whoa. For a second here, I thought he was going the peaceful route now. So he said orchestrating a terrorist attack right here. Of course, that wouldn't be right, he says. And by the way, I want to clarify one thing, which is according to Islamic law, according to the Islamic books of jurisprudence, which I explained before, a Muslim person should not be vigilant and take matters into his own hands to carry out the punishment against people who deserve punishment. However, according to the majority of jurisprudential rulings in Islam, in Islamic tradition, if somebody is vigilant and, for example, goes out and hurts a blasphemer or an apostate or something else and injures them or even kills them, this is not considered an unacceptable crime. It is just considered a misdemeanor where the rulers then can, reprimand this person, say you shouldn't have done that, or give them a minor punishment, but it is not a crime in Islamic law.
Yeah.
That is the Islamic position on it. But he also says, aside from that, even he says, if we are the majority, then even if it has to be by force, we will change it into Sharia.
Yeah, but they don't have to be a majority. You know that it's enough to be 20-30%. You don't have to be a majority. Yeah, radical minority can overthrow and control a majority.
There's nothing
in history, like thousands of examples in history.
Yeah, there's nothing in Islam, there's nothing in Islamic rulings or anything at all which says that you have to be a majority to impose Islam. You have to do it anyway, and once you have the means to do it, you are supposed to do it. So
look at Spain, for example. Spain, when the Muslims came, they were not majority. They conquered the whole Spain.
They came over the channel and conquered it and imposed Sharia upon everyone, and those who rejected, they violently fought them and pushed them to the northernmost part of Spain.
Or in the Balkans, the same situation. There was many times where Islamic elite, small group of people, they controlled the whole country, and 90% were non-Muslims, but under Sharia law, under Islamic rule.
Yeah, the same thing with some people sometimes give examples of the Southeast Asian expansion of Islam, Indonesia and Malaysia and so on. They say it was a peaceful conversion to Islam, unlike most of the world. It wasn't really like that. There were merchants who spread Islam there, and elite or rulers who accepted Islam. Most people there didn't convert to Islam. They were basically their state religions were changed to Islam, which was then imposed upon the rest of the population. It is quite easy to do. So even when this brutally honest guy says that if we are the majority, we will impose Sharia, even then he is only telling you half the truth, and this should be very, very alarming to anyone who is worried about their freedoms.
He mean if we're strong enough, we will do that with force, because now they're not strong enough. That is what he really mean.
Yep, that's what it is.
Ich rede davon, wenn die Muslime in der Überzahl sind, dann, wenn es sein muss mit Gewalt,
das ist es. Das ist
auf jeden
es.
Fall.
Das ist es.
Danke, dass einer ehrlich ist und das so sagt. Danke.
Das
Du
ist es.
bestätigst
Ich habe
genau
so gedacht,
das.
30 Jahre lang habe ich so gedacht wie du. Ich habe immer einer meiner Slogans in den Moscheen. Ich habe Unterricht in Moscheen gegeben. Ich habe 2 Moscheen in Berlin mitgegründet. Ich habe immer gesagt, Deutschland verdient eine satte Islamisierung. Und ich habe immer gesagt, du weißt ganz genau, dass die Scharia bedeutet vieles. Scharia bedeutet die Regelung, wie du betest, wie du fastest, wie du zur Hajj gehst und so weiter und so fort. Die Scharia ist in jeder Moschee lebendig.
So, very, very clear. Very, very clear. Islamization right there. And Europeans shouldn't be stupid. Although I think in many cases it almost seems hopeless, because Europeans have become so naive and so blind, because they have this stupid idea that the rest of the world is just like them, and if they just invite everyone and make peace with everyone and just talk to everyone, everyone will just be peaceful and happy and loving. Islam is not like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Islam is not like that. What do you think about this guy here? Wait, sorry.
Das ist das Problem. Glauben Sie mir, das ist das Problem, dass wir nicht aufstehen wollen. Takbir! Takbir! Takbir! Deswegen müssen wir bereit sein, vor dem Pharao zu stehen, Brüder.
I mean, he's a perfect example for a peacefully Muslim. I don't know what your problem is with him. He's peacefully Muslim. Yeah. One guy write me 2 days ago. He say, I mean, his name is Pierre Vogel. He's a German converted to Islam. And one guy write me 2 days ago. Hey, Pierre Vogel mentioned you today in his TikTok live stream. He want to fight with you. So he was a boxer in his past, in his non-Muslim time. He was a boxer, and but he publicly he asked or he explained that he wants to fight me. He want to break my nose, and yeah.
So yeah, what he said, I found this video like a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago or so, and I always use this for humor, for fun. What he actually says, he's preaching to his Muslim audience there. He says the problem is that we don't want to rise up, and we have to be ready to stand before the Pharaoh. That's what he is saying. So it's an attempt to rile the Muslims up, to stand up, and to be as active as possible, to spread Islam, and to possibly stand before the Pharaoh. Who is the Pharaoh?
Yeah, the Pharaoh is the so-called Taghut, every non-Islamic state or ruler or leader, or that is what he means. That's really radical.
The funny thing about this video is that in the past, I found this so funny many years ago that I downloaded this on my phone as audio and used this as alarm to wake up to, because he says, and that's the problem, that we don't want to rise up. So I would play this every morning so that it wakes me up.
The funny thing is how he say that, tekbir. He don't say like in Arabic, tekbir. He say tekbir, and beer like in English, beer, like beer. Yeah,
take beer.
Beer, yeah, take a beer, take a beer.
Beer, drink up, take beer, Oktoberfest.
He's a really fun guy. He's not so important anymore. He don't have so much influence like in the past, like 10 years ago, because he was like this. What is his name in Britain? This Abdurrahman Green. And he was like the Green in Germany, and he was the first Salafi who preaches in German, and but now he's not so important anymore. But yeah, he's funny, and I mention him a lot in my live streams.
This is actually a good thing. While it is important to talk about the Islamization attempts and so on, when this guy Pierre Vogel started becoming famous, it was kind of this whole wave and this propaganda and this thought that he is leading the very fast conversion of people to Islam. It didn't really quite turn out that way. People didn't start converting to Islam in masses. People still don't convert to Islam in masses. They just rely on immigration and intimidation attempts. That's it.
Yeah, and they always say, well, look at how many people converted to Islam, and where are these people? Where are these people at that time when he starts 20 years ago? Really, it was thousands of Germans converted to Islam, and they grow a beard and talk a little bit on Arabic. But where are they today? Yeah, a lot of them left Islam, or they don't practicing Islam. They became Murtad, what is the apostate? Yeah, like your name, apostate, became apostates, and so sometimes he's honest and he say, that was a problem. They were not deeply convinced of Islam. It was like a trend, like Dubai chocolate. Yeah, now everybody wants that, but then after a while it's over. And yeah,
I just want to play one more clip of his before we get to finally exploring your backstory, because I just think that this is a very, very, very funny one. Here he expresses his disappointment with how Islam is not spreading fast enough, and he tells people to go out and to do more.
Sie kennen 2 Leute von den Männern jetzt. Und ihr wisst das selber. Aber derjenige, der ein Vorstand von der Moschee ist, der jeden Tag zur Moschee geht, der hat es nur mit diesen paar Leuten zu tun von seiner Gemeinde, und deswegen kapiert er das nicht. Wir müssen die Dauer auf die Straße bringen. Wir müssen die Dauer zu den Menschen bringen. Wir müssen die Dauer in jedes Haus bringen. Wir müssen die Dauer überall hinbringen. Wir können keine Blockhütte im Wald bauen, wo wir Dauer draufschreiben und dann warten, bis irgendeiner sich verläuft.
I think you're a little bit jealous that you in the States that you don't have such hate creatures like we in Germany.
Well, at least we in America we don't have enough Islamists, which is why we need to have more of them. We should invite more of them over here.
But even in Britain or in France, I don't see nowhere such funny guys like we have in Germany.
But we still have Mohammed Hijab in the UK. So
Yeah, but Hijab, he's stupid, but he's not so funny. I mean,
I don't know, man.
How about you
can't
get some
compare it.
news?
What?
What counts, man?
This man has real problems.
I have plenty of sounds of Mohammed Hijab on my soundboard here. I think it's quite funny.
You're finished already. Look at me. Look at me. You know you're done.
So
It sounds like the same like this psychopath. Yeah.
yeah, it's always the Islamic attitude. That's what happens.
That are the Islamic demons in them. That's why they are very similar.
Yeah. Let's get back to you, Irfan. So you are from Serbia, from a Muslim background, and you found yourself in Germany. I do want to talk about the whole Serbia thing later on, but first off, let's get back to your background. So you were raised as a Muslim, right?
Yeah, race, but my parents are very liberal. I don't get Islamic education or something. The only Islamic rules were don't eat pork in school, and we have other holidays than the other people, and that's it. That was the only difference.
So how did you become? How did you get from that to becoming very radical?
Yeah, I grew up in Bavaria, and I saw in one live stream you told that you when you grow up in Germany that you have been in a Catholic kindergarten.
Yeah.
And it was the same. I was grow up in Bavaria, very Catholic, and I was in a Catholic kindergarten, and I was a normal child, nothing special, I would say. And then with 14, 15 years, it starts in my puberty. I start to ask myself, basically questions. What is purpose of life? Who created us? What happened after death? That were this basically question I ask myself. And I don't. I ask some teachers and people around me, but I don't get satisfactory answer on these questions. And then we go every year on vacation to Serbia. And at this time we go to Serbia and vacation. And I had a cousin. He was a radical Muslim. He was one of the Salafi leader there in South Serbia, and he saw this empty in me. He saw that I'm a little bit a young, disoriented young guy, and was searching for something. And then he started to talk with me like, are you aware that you're Muslim? Do you know what that means? And to be honest, I was typically like a typically German Western child. I don't know anything about that. I only know, to be a Muslim means not to eat pork and not to celebrate Christmas, and that's it. And he saw that in me, that I'm searching for something. And then he took me to mosque. And to be honest, I was impressed. I was impressed because I was searching for something, and then I met this guy. There was a group of radical Muslims, and they were very charismatic, and I was also impressed from this, I would say, masculinity. Yeah, they were big guys, and they train every day, and with long beards, and some of them fight in the war in the 90s, in the civil war. Many people didn't know that, but we had a jihad middle in Europe. Yeah, when the civil war started between Serbs and Croatians and Bosnian Muslims, the Bosnian Muslims invite Muslims all around the world to come and to fight with them, and then many jihadis came to Europe and fight in this war, and some of them in this mosque, they were also fighting in this war, and then they start to told me this stories from war, and it was really impressive for me. And that is how it starts. And then we watch this jihad videos, and they explain me everything, and they answer all my questions, what I have. What happened after death? Who created us? What is the purpose of life? And all the questions I have, they give me answers who I start to believe in. And it was also interesting. They were when I start to go in this mosque, and you see this average Muslims and this Salafi Muslims, and this average Muslim, liberal Muslims, I didn't saw any difference between them and average guy outside. Yeah, they go outside and go eat in restaurants, drink alcohol, meet with girls and everything. I don't see a special way of life or something. I don't see anything in them. But the radicals, they have a totally different behavior, and that was really fascinating for me at this age. And other members of my family, they say, don't go with this Salafis, they're very dangerous, and they give you a brainwash, and that makes them more interesting for me at that time. Yeah, because it was so mysterious, like, I don't know, like Freemasons or something. Oh, what is that? What is this for a group? Yeah. And I was curious, what is the truth, and why the people don't like them, and yeah, that is how it starts. And then I go back to Germany, and my cousin, this radical Muslim, he gave me a lot of books and DVDs at that time, with many, with, I don't know, 300, 400 hours of lectures and everything. And I was fascinating, and I go back to Germany, and then I was reading these books and listening to the lectures. And that is the beginning of my radicalization.
Were those books and lectures from a certain, associated with a certain specific jihadist movement, or were they just?
It was it was not a jihadist movement, but yeah, it was basically Salafi preachers, Bosnian Salafi preachers, and where they explain the fundamental things.
Did you also learn that Serbia is at that time that Serbia is supposed to become an Islamic country, basically, that it was at some point Islamic?
Yeah, about history, Islamic history. Look at now how weak we are because we don't have the caliphate, we don't have Islamic State, and look what they unbelievers do with our Muslim brothers and sisters, and they give me DVDs with jihadi videos from Chechnya. Look at what the Russians do. And I was fascinated from this propaganda movies because it was like an Hollywood movie. A crime on the beginning, a crime happens, you see Muslim raped woman, Muslim innocent Muslim civilians killed, yeah, and then you start to hate them. Yeah, wow, this unbelievers, look what they do. And then the hero came, the Mujahideen came, and then you see the terrorist attack and how they kill them and how they behead them, and then you say, okay, look, that's only revenge. They started, and they are only defending the innocent Muslims, civilians.
So at what point did you start to become a Salafi Islamization advocate yourself in Germany?
Yeah, when we go back to Germany, and then when I start to read these books and everything, then with the time, not from one day to another, you know, it's a process, but that is the time when I became radical. I start to believe that. I start to pray 5 times a day and everything, and that was the beginning of my radicalization. And but at this time in Bavaria, like you say, Germany at that time, it was not so Islamized like today. You don't have so many mosques. There was one Arab mosque. I grew up in Bavaria near the Czech border, and it was a bad area, a lot of drugs and everything, and criminals and everything. And you have only 2 mosques: a Turkish DİTİB mosque, way too liberal for us Salafis, for me Salafi at that time, and the Arab mosque. And then I start to go to the Arab mosque, and all my friends till then, they were normally migrants, normally Muslim migrants, and I don't know, we go to clubs and casinos and these things. And then I break up contact with them, because, you know, as a Muslim, it's not allowed to be a friend with a non-Muslim, and there was no Muslim, or I don't see them as Muslims because they were not praying, practicing, and everything. And then I start to make dawah, what is a duty for every Muslim. That means to try to convince other people in Islam.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there was this Muslim migrants, my old friends, and I talk with them and I say, look, that's a bad way of life, and we are Muslims and we have to be practicing, and that's a sin, and look at your life, you're not happy. And yeah, this typically dawah stuff, arguments, you know that. And yeah, some of them follow me, some of them try, or some of them were radicalized through me, and others say, no, that's nothing for me. And yeah, it sounds strange, and I don't need that.
But eventually you got more and more active and more into the whole Islamist circle.
Yeah.
You became politically active at some point.
Yeah, and then at this time we had a little group in beginning, 2, 3, then 5, and then 10 and 20 on the end. We have a group of 20 people, radical Muslims, and we start our own mosque and everything. But that was not enough for me. Or it was boring in this little Bavarian city, and very conservative area. And then I start to travel around, because through the radical Muslims on the Balkans, they connect me with other radicals in Germany and Austria and other cities.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start to travel, and then I went to Vienna and Berlin and Cologne, and were in radical mosque, and that's why I was very good connected. And then I met one guy. His name was Muhammad Mahmoud, and he later joined ISIS. Abu Usama al-Gharib. I don't know if you know them. He was high-ranking, I would say high-ranking ISIS guy. And I met him in Vienna. And at that time, ISIS didn't exist. You only have Al-Qaeda. And he was the leader of Al-Qaeda propaganda media. Yeah, he was the leader, and he make translations on German, because you don't have anything in German. Yeah, and then he was the leader of this group. And then he asked me, yeah, we became friends. First, we became friends. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, he died later. He was so radical. He was too radical for ISIS, and then ISIS killed him. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Abu Usama Gharib, previously known as Muhammad Mahmoud, is an Austrian-born ex-convict of Egyptian parentage and a foreign fighter and propagandist for ISIS.
Yeah. and we became friends, and he was the leader of this German Al-Qaeda media. And then he asked me, you speak Bosnian? Can you help us with propaganda? Can you translate and everything? And at that time, I was already radical Muslim, and as a radical Muslim, you believe that jihad is a duty. That's a religious duty. The unbelievers are controlling our Islamic countries, and we have to establish the Islamic State and caliphate, and it's the duty of every Muslim to participate in jihad. And then I say, yeah, I have to do this. That's my duty. And then I start to help him with this propaganda work and translation and everything. That is a picture when he was on court. They arrest him. And then after a while, the security authorities in Austria, they observed him and collect evidence, and then they arrest him because they say he want to plan attack. I'm not sure. I think, they're right. At that time, I don't know anything about that. But then they arrest him. And then what happens? We don't have a leader. And nobody wants to be the leader or to take his position. And then I say, because I was not scared, that I was really how can I say, I was highly ideological. Yeah, and then I say, okay, I will continue it, and I will take his position as a leader of this propaganda media, and I will continue with this work. And then I did this, and
That's very nice of you.
What?
That's very nice of you.
Yeah, because I was really convinced. I believe in that time, and I was ready to do everything. Yeah, I was not scared. I was ready to do anything. I was not scared of police or state or everything. To be honest, I only was searching a way to die for Allah. Yeah, to be a martyr. That was the dream at that time. And then I continued to work, and then I became the leader. Many things happened, but if I start to explain everything, we will not be finished after 4 or 5 hours. And then I became the leader of this propaganda media, and then the security authorities observe me. They collect evidence against me, and I was traveling. And then I met some guys, a group of people in Frankfurt, group of people around 10 radical Muslim people, Muslim guys, young guys, and I became friends with them. And then they say, look, we plan to go to Waziristan, this border region between Pakistan and Afghanistan, Waziristan, and there were a lot of Islamic terrorist groups at that time in this region. Still today, but at that time that was the center of that. Mm-hmm. And then they say, we want to go to join them and fight in jihad against Americans, against NATO, and why you don't join us? And I say, and I was not satisfied with this propaganda, because I was saying, okay, that's a good solution till I find a way to go in war, to go in jihad, and to really fight, not sitting today at my parents' to be like, what is the name for this kind of jihadists who live with the parents who live home?
I don't know.
Yeah. there is a definition of them, and I say, it's
keyboard jihadis.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, keyboard jihadis. Yeah, I say, look, I am brave. I don't want to be only a keyboard jihadist. I'm ready to fight. I will join them. And I say,
that is a place where in Afghanistan or near Pakistan, Afghanistan, where Al Qaeda was located very much, right, during the war.
Yeah, they have their training camp. They were hiding there, and and they make a connection. They make connection with Al Qaeda, with other terrorist groups, and they find a way. And they say, "Look, we're only collecting money, and then we will go there, left Germany, go there, join them, and fight Americans, and do our duty as good Muslims." And I say, "Yeah, I would like to join you." And then police arrest me. Yeah, one day. Yeah, knock knock on the door. Yeah, the police, special police, like a German SWAT team or something. Yeah, 6 a.m, smash the door. Yeah, arrest me. It was a shock for my parents. Yeah, my parents were raked to go to work and everything, and then the police arrest me.
Did they know that you were very involved in Islamist activities at the time?
No, they don't know. I was hiding this. They know that I'm radical, and they have a bad feeling, and I think they know something, but I was hiding, and they were still shocked. And I always have problems with them because they were liberals, and they say, "Look, we don't have anything that you're praying, and it's not a problem, but that's too much. That's extreme what you do." And that was one of the reasons why I travel so much, because I don't want to be at home with my father, and every day we are fighting and arguing and everything. And that's why I was always traveling a lot, not to be home.
So you got arrested for was that basically, were you basically set up to incriminate yourself, to say that you want to join the terrorists?
I was arrested because of support of terrorist organization. Police arrest me. They say, "Look, we have enough evidence. You support terrorist organization, Al Qaeda. You support them with your propaganda, and we know that you try to join them. We know they know everything. Yeah, our phones were tapped, and really they know everything." But they didn't arrest the other members of the group because they were not involved in any criminal activity. Because it's hard to arrest somebody because he wants to join them. You have to prove that he wants to join them. It's not enough that he say on phone, "Yeah, I want to join them." Because of my propaganda activity, the police have enough evidence to say, "You support terrorist organization, we will arrest you." And the other reason was, I grew up in Bavaria, near Czech border, and in this area there is a big American military base, Grafware. The Americans say Graf. It's one of the biggest American military base. And the American security agencies, intelligence, they were very active because, they have to protect their bases.
Mm-hmm.
And later, German police officers and intelligence officers, they say, "Look, the Americans make a lot of pressure on the Germans," because they say, "Look, you have this radical group of 20 radical Muslims, and they are like unpredictable. We don't know what they want to do." And if you live in this area, there were everywhere Americans. Only in this area there were around 40 or 50,000 Americans, soldiers, and with their families. And the Americans were a little bit scared that we planned something. We never planned something. Sometimes we talk about that. Yeah, why should we go in Afghanistan, fight the Americans when we have them here in Germany? But it was never serious, or that we made specific plans to do something.
In your opinion, as somebody who was part of an organization that was in one way or another somehow, supportive or active, do you think that German authorities or European authorities are careful enough when it comes to monitoring and possibly detaining or arresting radicals, or do you think that they are not remotely doing enough?
At that time, yes. At that time, German authorities, they have a good overview what has happened, and they make a lot of arrests. And at that time, you don't have so many terrorist attacks. You have some people, some groups, some radical Muslims try it, but they were all arrests before that. At that time, yes, but then it changed after 2015 when Chancellor Merkel opened the border, and then millions of Muslim migrants came, and a lot of terrorists among them. And it's impossible for German authorities to know everybody, to find them. How you want to find them if they came without a passport, without any ID? You don't know who these guys are. And today, no, but at that time it was totally different time. We're talking now about 2010, 14 years ago. Yeah, it was a different situation. And the Americans were very active in Germany too. Till today, many of this terrorist attack, the German authorities are only able to prevent them because of the help of the Americans. Yeah, many times NSA or CIA they identify radical Muslims who plan something, and then they let the Germans know, and the Germans didn't have any clue. They don't know anything what happens, only because of the security. And that's why I say Germans or Europeans are very unthankful, because without the Americans, we have, I don't know, we had every 2 weeks we had a terrorist attack.
This is so funny to me, because so often, especially among Germans, Europeans, and so on, among others, I heard this whole thing. Oh, America is spying on people, NSA scandal, and so on. And the same people complain about disorder and terrorism and so on. And I'm thinking to myself exactly what you just said.
We have to
how
say.
do you think? How do you think they find the terrorist activities and plannings?
We have to say thank you, America. Spy on us, please spy on us, because we are not able to defend ourselves. That's, I mean, as a German patriot, I say, I want Germany that we are able to be without any help of Americans or anybody else, to be able to protect our country and to protect our people. But that's not the reality. Yeah, we have no chance without the help of the Americans, and we can be very, very thankful to the Americans that they protect us, because, like I say, we would have every week a terrorist attack without American help. And that was the situation at that time. And then I was in jail. Yeah, I was in jail in a high security prison in South Germany.
How long did you stay in prison?
I stay in prison 1 year. Yeah, I was isolated, completely isolated, because they say, you're a dangerous terrorist.
Einzelhaft?
Einzelhaft, yeah, isolation. I was in an isolation cell. And most of the time I was 24 hours alone. It was forbidden to me to talk with somebody else, or when I take a walk there in prison, I was alone, or taking shower alone. That was good. That is good in jail if you're alone, if you're allowed to shower alone. But it was not easy, and I was totally isolated, and it was a very hard time. I was 19 years old in a high security prison for 1 year, and it was very hard. When the police, special police, the SWAT team, they bring me to prison, and there were so many of them, and all the prison guards, they came off the prison and say, what is this? Who are bringing? How dangerous is this guy? Why are so many police there? And then they say, I remember when they bring me to prison, they say, that's a friend of Bin Laden. And the guards were a little bit not scared, but they
uneasy, I guess.
And normal, they threaten me. Okay, you will see. And it was not easy at that time, but it was very important because of two reasons. At that time, I left Islam. Yeah, at that time I left Islam, and the group
while in your cell.
while I'm in jail. Yeah, I left Islam. I will explain why and how this happened. At that time, the group I was planning to join with them to go to Afghanistan, to Waziristan, and fight Americans and to die in jihad. They were successful, and they were leaving Germany, and they joined Al Qaeda in Waziristan. And later, all of them except one guy were killed through American drone attacks.
Nice.
And saved my life. Yeah, the rest saved my life. Thanks God.
Would you have joined them and gone to Afghanistan had you not been arrested?
Sure. I was 100% sure I will join them. I was not kidding. I was serious, and I would join them. And if I would join them, then I would be killed from a CIA drone attack.
So by arresting you, Germany basically saved your life.
Thank you for the rest. It was the best day in my life, and it saved my life. At that time, I don't understand that. It was the hardest time in my life. And then in prison, like I say, I was isolated, alone, 24 hours most of the time. And then I start to think and to critical, I start to be self-critical. Yeah. What I'm doing, yeah, what are my beliefs? Did this help me in my life? Yeah, is that what God wants from me? Because I saw what I did. It was very hard time for my family. Yeah, my mother cries every day. For 1 year, she cried every day, and it was a very hard time for my family. And in prison, then I start to realize what I did. And I start to critical to ask myself, is that what God wants from you? And I don't have TV or anything. And then I start to read books and to think. And I don't had any help from outside or something. I de-radicalized myself totally alone, only through reading books and critical thinking about myself, about Islam, about this God who wants to do this, who wants from me to kill other people, why he want that and everything. And then I was convinced, and then I was sure Islam, it's impossible that Islam is from God. Yeah, I still believed in God, but I was sure that Islam is not the religion. It's not a religion from God. And then
what do you believe today? What religion?
Today, I'm a Christian. I'm a Baptist Christian, and that was also a process. First I left Islam. I still believe in God, but I was not a Christian automatically. I had some problems with Christianity, and then through the years, it was a process till I was sure, until I believed that Jesus Christ is God, is the Son of God, and till I accept Jesus as my Savior.
I'm happy to hear that. A few questions about your time in prison. I'm very curious about some aspects of it, about the psychological aspects, but I want to ask more about things that are more interesting to other people, honestly, before, which are, in your opinion, first off, what year was this when you were in prison?
It was 2010.
2010. Wow. That's very funny. That was the year that I became heavily Islamic.
Wow.
Crazy. That's very funny. Did you deserve it, in your opinion?
Yeah, totally. I deserve it. Yeah, because I was a danger. I was a danger for society. I was a crazy, demonized psychopath, and that is that is so scary when I remember who I am today and who I was at that time. And that is for me the proof what Islam do to people. And I know guys, I wouldn't say that they were bad or they were psychopath. For myself, I have a good family. There was no other reason except Islam who did that to me. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't have any problems or mental problems, or I don't know. My parents are not divorced. Everything was normal. It was only the ideology of radical Islam, nothing else, who changed me so much.
What precisely was your conviction when you were convicted to 1 year in prison? What exactly was the charge and conviction?
I was not convicted. It was only what is the name of Untersuchungshaft?
Haft, yeah. I don't know what it's called in English.
You're in jail and you're waiting for the trial. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it was support of a terrorist organization. Member and support of terrorist organization Al-Qaeda. That was
And what was the outcome of the process?
The outcome was nothing, because later when I get released, I start to work for German intelligence.
Nice.
Undercover.
Nice.
And yeah.
So that is called custody, investigative custody, or provisional detention.
Custody.
And
when you can be till 2 years in custody, and they release me after 1 year, because in jail, then after 6 months, I was 6 months fighting with me, and then after 6 months, I was sure I left Islam, and then I say to my lawyer, look, if they let me free, I'm not a danger anymore. I left Islam. I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm done with it. I'm finished with it, and I want to start a new life. When I get free, I will start a new life. And he said that to the prosecutors and the police officers and everything. And then they sent German domestic intelligence to me in prison, and then they interrogate me. They ask me questions because they want to see,
to make sure you are serious.
If I'm serious or not. Because a lot of radical guys, when they are in prison, they say, "Yeah, I'm not radical anymore to be released." But I was really serious. I was honest. I was serious, and and then
how did you convince them? How did you convince them that you're genuine?
I don't try to convince them. They ask me questions, why, and everything, and I explain everything. I explain what happened to me and what my really honest feelings are, and that's it.
So you didn't say, "Bring me a Quran and I will piss on it," or something like that?
No, nothing like that. And I'm not sure if I'm at that time ready for this. I was an ex-Muslim, but
yeah,
it needs time for such actions.
Exactly. Have you heard of there's the guy Nikita something in Russia?
Yeah.
He was put in prison for burning a Quran, and he was sentenced to 3.5 years for burning a Quran. In prison, he was sent to Chechnya under the Islamist rule, where the son or brother, whoever of the Chechen leader Kadyrov beat him up on camera. They even published it, and they got away with it. And now they had some bogus charges about how he allegedly committed treason by sending videos to Ukraine, and they sentenced him to 14 more years in prison. Today.
I'm surprised. I was thinking that Putin is our Christian savior and he will save us. How that can happen? Yeah, I know the story of this Russian guy. It's really sad, and we have a similar case. One friend of me, his name is Shlomo. He's also an influencer, and he's in prison. And he also do the same thing. He I don't know the other English word. He piss on on this book, and he get arrested. Not because of this, because of other things, but he's also in jail. Yeah.
Messed up. So at what point did you I'm kind of curious about how it happened that you started working for German intelligence.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Did they approach you? Did you get into the process?
Yeah.
How did it
They-
work out?
After 1 year, I get released, and then in freedom, my plans were okay. Now you will find a job and live a normal life, and that's it. And then intelligence, they contact me. Yeah, let's meet. And then I meet with them, and then they ask me, yeah, what are your plans? What you want to do? And I say, look, I am done with that. I want to live a quiet, normal life, yeah, without this trouble. I have enough. After 1 year isolation and everything, I was broke. I was mentally broke because I was 19 years old at that time, and a high security prison with psychopaths and criminals and mafia members and everything. It was really hard. And then they say, look, why you don't go back? You can do that later, yeah, live a normal life, but it would be better if you're acting like you're still a radical Muslim and you go back because you're really good connected in whole Europe, or in Germany and Europe and Switzerland and you go back and you start to work for us. You would help us, and I think a lot about that. Should I do that or not? And I didn't do that because of the money or anything, because I get two till 3,000 euro. That was nothing, and I risk my life every day. It was such a dangerous job. Yeah,
That's it? That's all they gave you?
that's all they gave me. Yeah, that's all they gave me, and yeah, I think a lot about that, and I do that because I was sure that I have to do this. Yeah, I have the feeling I have to do this. I did a lot of damage, and yeah, to be honest, I feel ashamed because I say Germany give us everything, and look what I did as a radical Muslim. How stupid a person can be. Yeah, why I did that. This country is so good to us, and the people are so nice and friendly and everything, and nothing bad happened to me. And then I became radicalized, and then I start to hate these people, and I did a lot of damage to them. And then I say, yeah, I was convinced that is the right decision.
Yeah, the right thing to do.
The right thing to do. And it was like an reparation or something. Yeah. And then I say, yeah, okay, I'm ready. After a couple of days, I say, okay, I'm ready. I will do that. And then they say, look, go to Berlin, because in Berlin, we know you have many good contacts, but in Berlin, the Islamists, the radical Muslims in Berlin, this and this group, they are the most dangerous of all, and go back to them, and they give me like a legend story why I'm here and everything. Yeah, like in these movies, they give me identity and everything, and then I go to Berlin, and yeah, I was then acting like I'm still a radical Muslim, and then I was among them and collecting information. And we were very, very successful. Yeah. For example, one guy say, yeah, I want to join Al-Qaeda, I want to join them, I want to fight them. And because I was among them, and then I found out, and when I found out this and this guy, this Abu guy, he want to go there and this and that, then we make a plan, okay, how we can arrest him and most of them, they were invited in some criminal activity, and then they find a reason to arrest him and then take his passport and everything, and then don't allow him to go there and to kill people.
You also have to make sure that they also have to make sure that they protect your identity and protect your and not raise suspicion and not make it look like it happened because of you.
Yeah, because if he tells me and I'm the only guy who tells, and then they arrest him, then he's not stupid. They are not stupid. They know that the information came from me, and that's why it was very complicated to make a plan to figure out how we can arrest him, but not burn me as a source. And but we were very successful. I think we prevent around 30 guys who want to go to Afghanistan, kill Americans, kill German NATO soldiers, and I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that, and till today I'm sure that was the right decision. It was very hard because I was from the jail, from the time in jail, I have some mental problems. I have this how it is named, PTSD, yeah, and I don't have any time to heal. And right after jail, I start for intelligence, and they sent me to Berlin, and I was like among them, like in this movie Donnie Brasco. I don't know. Do you know this movie, Donnie Brasco? Good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I saw the movie, I said, "Wow, that was a little bit, yeah."
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Did you have like flashbacks and panic and things like that?
Today, not anymore. But it
At
takes.
that time?
At that time, yeah, 100%, because you're always under pressure. Yeah, you have this like double life. Yeah, you have to act like you're still a Muslim, but you're working for intelligence. And one time a week, once a week I met with my intelligence officer, and it was very dangerous, a many dangerous situation where my life was in danger. I can give you an example. One time the intelligence officers say, look, this and this guy, Tunisian guy, he has some pictures of a guy on his laptop. We need this data. We need these pictures from his laptop. Find a way, find a way to take these pictures. And then I was visiting him, and I have a USB stick. And then I asked him, hey, brother, can I download some nasheeds like this Islamic music? Can you give me a laptop? I need to download some music, some nasheeds. And he said, yeah, sure, here. And then he was sitting in front of me, and I was on his laptop, and put the USB stick, and he was sitting in front of me, and I was searching for these pictures, what the intelligence want. And I was dying inside me. I was dying, but okay, at that time, he don't recognize anything. And I was talking with him and searching for the pictures, and then I found some data, and then I take it, move it to the USB sticks, to this USB stick, and I give him back. Yeah, thank you, brother, and everything. And then the same day, I go home. I was at home. And then I was on my laptop and looking, okay, what is this, that, what they are searching for. And then some people are on my door, knocking on my door. I hear the bell, and some people are on my door. And then I open the door, and this Tunisian guy with 3 other guys, they are on my door. Want to visit me this day. And I totally forget that my laptop is still open with the pictures I took from his laptop. And they come in my apartment, and most of them were armed. They have knives with them or guns. And then we go in my apartment, and then I remember, shit, my laptop is still open, and I have this 4 dangerous jihadis in my apartment, and when they see these pictures, it's over. They know why that I secretly took it from his laptop, and
They would probably want to kill you, right? Or
they would kill me. I was living in this like this socialist building in Berlin, you know, the socialist buildings in the 7th floor. I think they would throw me through the window when they saw it. And then I remember, in the last second, I closed the laptop.
I thought you could probably, like, when they get close and they want to see it, you could probably make up a story and be like, brother, I'm sorry, I'm struggling with looking at haram things, and I don't want you to see it, but I was looking at women.
I don't think that this works. That was picture from a guy in Turkey. That was an Arab guy living in Turkey, and he was a terrorist recruiter. He was working for Zarqawi, the Al-Qaeda leader in Iraq. And this guy who lives in Turkey was his brother-in-law from this Tunisian. He was his brother-in-law, and that's why he has pictures, and they can locate him through the pictures, and that's why they need the pictures. And and then they came in my apartment, and that is only one example of many very, very dangerous situations in that time. And it was not an easy time. We're very, very hard. I was under big mental pressure.
Were there instances where you witnessed and reported on actual, like, imminent terrorist activities that they were planning on carrying out inside Germany or things like that?
Yeah, one time we have one case where one young Turkish guy, he later died in Syria. One Turkish guy, he was in contact with high-ranking terrorists in Afghanistan, and they built a new group. And the name of the group, of the terrorist group, was Deutsche Taliban Mujahideen, German Taliban Mujahideen. Yeah, because a lot of people from Germany, they joined them, but the problem was the language. The Afghans, and then the jihadis from Germany, they say, okay, let's found a new terrorist group only for us from Germany and Austria. And he say, look, we have to be known, and the people have known us. And he give him instructions, this young Turkish guy in Berlin, to do a terrorist attack in Berlin. And he told me that, but not only me, a group of people. And then that was the only case where we was able to prevent a terrorist attack in Germany. And then later they arrest him. He was sentenced to jail, I think 4 or 5 years only. And then after he was released, he joined a terrorist group in Syria, fought in jihad in Syria, and then later, I don't know exactly when, after 1 or 2 years, then he died in a battle or airstrike.
Do you feel sorry for him?
Yeah, a lot. No, I don't feel any. And one of the targets at that time was, do you know the rapper Desodog?
The what?
He's a rapper.
Oh yeah, Desodog. Yes. He joined. He became radical.
Yeah, he was one of the targets. At that time, he was living in Berlin, and I was working for intelligence. And they say, this Dennis Kuspert is his name. Desodog, that was his name. He was a known rapper, and then he radicalized, became a Muslim, radicalized, and then he joined Al-Qaeda, then later joined ISIS, and he died. He died with Abu Sama al-Gharib, with this other psychopath. They died together for ISIS. Yeah, that is he. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. I didn't know that he died. I remember hearing about how he's He's a Muslim, and he has been radicalized and wants Sharia and so on. I remember that. I haven't heard
And
of this guy in a long time. Wow.
there was one funny situation with him, with this Dennis Kuspert. We were in a park, and we train a little bit. Yeah, we train a little bit, and then one guy, one of these jihadists, he took me and he threw me, and I fell on the ground, and I was hurt. My what is the name? Ausgekugelt. How can I explain them? My shoulder was
Dislocated.
dislocated. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, my shoulder was dislocated, and then Dennis Kuspert, Desodog, he took me. He took me then to a hospital.
Really?
Yeah.
You had the great pleasure.
Back. He took me on his back to the hospital. It was a crazy time, yeah.
This is so bizarre because when you search for him, Jihad is a lot of fun. Desodog, a German rapper turned Islamic State pitchman, said now he's reportedly dead from U.S. airstrike. Jihad is a lot of fun. That's a very funny way to put it, man.
Yeah, there is some articles on English about him, because there were some story. FBI agents fell in love with him. She had to spy on him, and then she fell in love with him, and then she want to join him or every. You have to Google it. Google Desodog FBI. Desodog FBI. The very crazy story. Desodog.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
ISIS
She married him. Yeah.
What the hell?
It was crazy, yeah.
Rogue FBI employee married. What the hell's wrong with people? FBI translator who went rogue and married an ISIS terrorist. That is funny.
Yeah, that is the story, yeah. And this guys, Abu Sam al-Gharib and Desodog, later when my role was exposed as an undercover agent, they threatened me. They say they threaten me on Twitter at that time on Twitter, and they call every brother in Germany. You have to kill this apostate. You have to kill this traitor. But yeah.
How did you get exposed?
Yeah, I get exposed because we were very successful. And then, because of this, of so much information, there was a lot of lawsuits. Yeah, many people get arrested, and then the prosecutor, he was scared. He want me as a witness. Because he say if your role as an undercover agent, if that stay unknown, that would be a danger for my trials, for my lawsuits, and I want you as a witness. Yeah, I want you as a witness, and I don't want that, because I say, look, the intelligence agency, they always promise me we will never expose you. We know how dangerous it will be, and they will threaten you till the rest of your life if they know that you work for us. But yeah, this justice system, they were stronger than the intelligence agency, and then they say, look, we have to expose you, and I don't have any other choice. And I say, okay, then I will be a witness. And to be honest, I had a burnout after more than 1 year. I have a burnout. I was done. I don't have any energy. I have mental problems and physical problems. And then I say, okay, okay, I will do that. I will. And then I had to go in a witness protection program, because when they exposed my role, they know they were searching for me and try to kill me. And then they exposed me, and I was a witness on, I don't know, 10 times or more on court. And then I go in a witness protection program, get a new identity and everything. And yes, try to start a new life.
Nice, nice. So I have to slowly wrap up, but I want to ask you one more thing quickly, because political environment right now is very complicated. A lot of change is happening around the world. A lot of change is happening in Europe, and so on. In Germany, for the longest time now, the so-called Christian Democratic Party Union was in charge, and under their watch, a lot of the mass immigration and refugee crisis took place. The Social Democrats and others have taken over and taken a hold and really made a mess. However, in the background, there is another party that only was founded 10 years ago and has been massively on the rise, which is the AfD, the Alternative für Deutschland, the alternative for Germany. And looking at the charts, they seem to be rising very, very fast in popularity. More and more Germans who are sick of not being listened to seem to turn towards the AfD and vote for them. And it looks like they could, in a near future, become the leading political party in Germany. What do you think about that? Do you think that the AfD can provide, can change things and can lead the country in the right direction? Do you think they can handle these threats of Islamism, Islamization, the weaknesses, and so on in a better way?
Yeah, 100%. The problem is all other all other parties, they are infiltrated. Yeah, I do a lot of research, and I'm working sometimes for AfD like as an expert, and all other parties, the Christians, the Democratic Union, Social Union, the Socialist Party, every of them have radical Muslims among them, yeah, or politicians who are connected with radical Muslims and support Islamization. And AfD, it's the only party who are against Islamization and who wants to fight this. That's the only hope for Germany, to be honest. The media fighting them, the government wants to forbid them. They say they are right-wing extremists, what is not true, and they want to forbid them. And that's the only hope, to be honest, the only hope for Germany. And let's see what happens. The people are you see awakening, but it goes very, very slow. And I'm optimistic, and hopefully we can do something. We can change something. I do a lot of research. I try to show how the left-wing parties, not only the left-wing, all other parties, how they are connected with Islamists and how they support Islamization. And that is my mission. And I have some successes. I have some successes in Germany and in Austria. For example, Austria, that was one of my biggest success. Austria, they have a military imam. They have a imam who is for the Muslim soldiers in the Austrian military. Yeah, he prays with them and everything, and indoctrinate them. And I exposed him as a radical. Yeah, I showed that he was a radical. He was a jihadi. he supports Islamists. Yeah, I don't know if I can share here something. I think I can. I have something. I have let me wait a second, then I can show you. CV and research. Okay, I found this. Then I can show you this.
Meanwhile, everybody check out Irfan Peci's YouTube channel. Nearly 60,000 subscribers now, and continuing.
Yeah, I don't have I don't have English videos, but let's see, maybe. On this, here are some of my successes of my research. For example, this Austrian military is fired because of my research.
Nice.
Austrian military imam who looked after Muslim soldiers and was allowed to give a speech with the president himself on the Austrian national holiday is fired because by the defense minister after I revealed that he's a radically Islamic minded, and the Austrian military secret service confirms my research results. The defense minister, she fired him. And other story was this Muslim, radical Muslim journalist here. She was very known in Germany, and then I found that she was participating in Al-Quds demonstrations, one of the most radical Jew haters demonstrations what we have. And then I found and I found on video that she was on this demonstration, and then her career was over. Yeah, then that is one of my successes and research or this. Dieter, boss of big mosque, he resigned after I revealed that they have radical preachers in their mosque, or this research about a mosque in Vienna. I translated. There was a terrorist attack in Vienna. A radical Albanian Muslim. He killed some people there, in middle of Vienna, and he went to a mosque, and then I showed that in this mosque, hatred of infidels, anti-Semitism, glorification of jihad, all of that preached in a mosque in the middle of Vienna.
Nice.
And that are some of my
That's very good, man. That's very good. I really admire what you did with the German intelligence. You have saved lives. You prevented violence. You have done very, very good things, and I feel it's a heroic thing to do. You know, it's a you can consider yourself a hero.
Thank you. And in the end, I only want to say the situation in the States and America is a lot of better than in Germany, but you know it better than me. You know the situation. We also have Islamization in the States, and there are radical Muslim mosques, radical preachers. They try to infiltrate the government and everything. And I plan to come next year to the States. Maybe I give, I don't know, some Baptist churches, they invite me to give my testimony, to speak about that, how I became from a radical Muslim to a Christian, why I left Islam. And that is my plan for next year, to come to the States and give my testimony in churches and talk about that, how Jesus came in my life, and why I left Islam, and why Islam is a very, very dangerous ideology. And we will see. We talk about that, maybe to meet then, and let's see what we can do in the States.
We should definitely meet up when you're here. I can also connect you with lots of Christians. I can connect you with David Wood, who would be happy to also connect you with others, and so on. And I think we can definitely benefit from each other, especially somebody with a background in Islamist movements, who went to prison, who worked for intelligence, who witnesses things in Germany where things are much more serious than over here in America, would be a person to listen to. And I would say that you should definitely come here and spread your knowledge. And I also in the future want to come to Germany, where we can also collaborate and work together on things. I want to make that happen, inshallah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for your help.
I want to briefly address this here. We talked about radicalization or Islamization in America. This is Dearborn, Michigan. This guy here is currently the mayor of Dearborn, Michigan.
What?
His name is what's his name? Oh yeah, Abdullah Hamoud. It's right there. That's his name. The guy in the background. And this guy is a journalist speaking for him. And this is a pro-Hezbollah rally in Dearborn, Michigan. Look.
Standing behind me, and his name is Abdullah Hamoud.
Let us stand in solidarity with Lebanon and Palestine
Thank you very much. She forgot to mention one, but it's okay. I will do it. And Hassan Nasrallah.
Look how the crowds are cheering. They're happy about it.
شهداؤنا أبطال وقادتنا عظام وأولهم وقائدهم السيد الكبير حسن نصر الله. فلن ننسى صانع القرار وحاميه الأستاذ الكبير نبيه بري. فتحية إلى المقاومة من ديربورن ميشيغان.
Greetings to the resistance from Dearborn, Michigan. We talk about how in America things are not as difficult yet, but you have an entire city in the United States of America that is led by a mayor who is an Islamist and whose fans all over are cheering for Hassan Nasrallah, a major terrorist who promised in his life, he's now dead, gladly, hope they all die, but during his life he promised that he wants to turn his Lebanon into a place where everyone submits to Sharia, and this would only be the beginning. From there it would spread. The same agenda that Hamas has.
Yeah. I mean, Michigan it's known for the radical Muslims there. Even I know that, and yeah, it's sad for me to watch this. It's sad because in my eyes, America was always like a stronghold, of patriotism and I don't know. I ask myself where we can go if Europe falls. Where we can go when the Islamization happened in America or spreading in America or gets stronger. And yeah, it's really sad for me to see that.
Unfortunately, sadly. But yeah, so thanks everybody for watching. Thank you so much, Irfan, for joining. We should collaborate much more in the future. I'm not very good with organizing things, but which is also why this took so long to arrange. But we definitely should work together online and in person. We have a lot of work to do. The Islamists are very, very much. They're strong. They work together. They are high in numbers. We have to counter them, since Europeans don't really know how to do it, honestly.
Exactly. We have to connect and to support us. And thank you again for your invitation. Thank you for your work. And yeah, I can't wait to come to the States and work with you. And let's see what happens.
Inshallah. And finally, one more time, I would always advise, especially for German speakers, you can follow Irfan Peci here on YouTube. Almost 60,000 subscribers. Go and support, even if you're not a German speaker. Maybe you can learn German this way.
Or maybe in future I will make English videos. I have to work a little bit on my English, and then maybe I will be able to do some videos.
I wanted to say, you were saying that your English might be very bad, but it was very good. You know, you only have to make a little bit of progress, and you can be almost as good as me.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thanks everybody for watching. And as always, do you want to say it? Do you want to say my line? Stay away from Islam.
Your line?
My stay away from Islam line.
Stay away from Islam. And don't forget, stay away from Islam.
Perfect. See you all again.